because there are so much confusing things she said in that statement there, guys.
Right along live.
Okay, guys, let's take a look at the presentation by the MP for St. Andrew North East, Honorable Skeeter Lewis, right? Um, boy, and I don't know if the MP really and truly know better, but decide to misrepresent, or if the MP just don't understand this whole equity thing. Because there's so much confusing things she said in that statement there, guys. I now know why I got so many calls from people who are just frustrated as hell. Because people don't understand equity. Most people don't understand equity. And the MP presentation made it 10 times worse. Let's take a listen. Let's take it very slow. And I'll share my commentary probably between or at the end. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to share my concern as well as displeasure with a very topical issue at this time as it relates to the low-income housing. This is the first opportunity I've had to really speak publicly on the matter, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, these houses were designed and targeted to improve the living conditions of our low-income earners. And the fact that the new arrangement is such that they have to raise their finances through lending institutions before they can get access to these homes. These are my concerns, Mr. Speaker. Because if you understand the circumstances that low-income earners face, they are basically or will basically be unable to acquire these loans from the institutions. But not only that, if, let's imagine, some acquires the finances, it puts them in a situation where for a long period of time there will be owing until they can gain that name or title to this property.
It is called paying back a debt. Whether you pay back your debt to the housing authority or whether you pay back your debt to the bank, it's called paying back a debt. And if someone signed an agreement to pay back a debt, we all have to do it. You sign an agreement to pay back the debt, you owe until you finish pay off that debt. And that is not far-fetched from the imagination. Everybody pay back their debt. And everybody obligated, once they have a contractual agreement, which everybody did, who live in the low-income houses, they have a contractual agreement to pay back this debt, and they own it at the end, at some point. Let's continue to listen.
Mr. Speaker, we have heard a lot of misconceptions presented by the authorities regarding those homes. To draw reference, Mr. Speaker, I've heard that it's your equity. It belongs to you as soon as you can come up with this money. That's not true, Mr. Speaker. We all know that whenever we go to a lending institution to secure funds, the property belongs to them until we are completed with the payment. That's facts.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that the property doesn't gain equity. You still own the equity, Honorable MP. The bank holds the deed until you pay off the property. Or a better way to say it is that they'll put a mortgage lien on your property. But the house accumulates equity. In fact, when you purchase the house, you purchase the home, and that's for everyone that's listening, you get upwards of about $100 and something thousand in equity, because that's what the house actually value for. That's the actual cost of it. So instantly you have over $100,000 in equity or in value. Case in point, I purchased a house for $369,000 10 years ago. Today, the same house is valued at $800,000 plus. Now, I haven't finished paying off the house as yet, but I could do one or two things. One, I could sell the house, not for the $300,000 that I paid for it. I could now sell the house for $800,000 and something, almost $1 million. I could sell it for it right now, pay off the bank, and keep the value, the balance, the $500,000 that I just made. I keep that. That's mine. So it doesn't mean because the bank held on to the deed until you paid off that you don't accumulate value as you're paying it off. What people also don't understand is that your equity, you could borrow money against your equity. What that means is simple. You want to start a new business, right? And your house has $100,000 in equity, in value inside. You could now go to the bank and say, listen, I want $50,000 against my equity. You're borrowing against your equity, and the bank would give you $50,000. Let's continue to listen.
So why make people believe that? How are you feel? You won't feel good to have title to something immediately after purchase?
But you do own the property once you pay for it. Once the bank give you that loan and you purchase that property, you own the property. You could sell the property after a period of time. You could hold on to it. You could make repairs on it. You could fix it up. It increases the value. Then you could sell it for the actual value. 10, 15 years, your house is now worth 5 times the value that you paid for it. You own it.
This misconception, I condemn it, Mr. Speaker. Additionally, government must understand its responsibility to the people. So we have had situations where the previous homeowners of the low-income housing were not paying as expected.
Yes, and that's true. The previous homeowners, they were not paying as expected. Some people got into the arrangement and they fell off along the way. So there were I believe the housing authority announced that there was 80% non-compliant. Only 20% of the people was actually paying the bill. And because of that, it led to a lot of the apartment buildings in disrepair. The ceiling is leaking and it's just in terrible condition. And when people say that government will pay or government should pay, listen, it's not government paying, no. It's not government paying. It's taxpayers paying for it. It's taxpayers paid. So the government decided that they would change the way how the thing work. Instead of you owing housing authority, you go to the bank. The bank would give you that loan. The bank would give you that loan once you have that approval. The bank would give you that loan once you have that approval from housing authority. You purchase this property and you make the same payment, not to housing authority, but now to the bank. The same $150, guys. Because when they say the house value is $60,000 or $75,000 or $50,000, you are not going to the bank and giving them $50,000. And in most cases, if not all the cases, people are getting approved once they have that approval letter from housing authority, right? You go into the bank, present your acceptance letter, and you will get that loan. And the payment of that loan, guys, get it, it's actually the same payment that you pay in housing authority. $150, $200 a month. Same concept. You are not paying and taking $50,000 from your pocket. Who has $50,000 that they could take from their pocket right now to pay? Guys, it is simple. I don't see why that the MP is not making it easier for people to understand the process. Nobody's taking $70,000 out of their pocket and giving it to the bank, ladies and gentlemen, or giving it to housing authority. Take your acceptance letter, go into the bank, and you will get that loan. You bring that to housing authority, you acquire your property. Your property has equity, has added value. That is good. You could borrow against that equity. You could sell the house after a period of time, and you sell it not for what you paid for it, but what the actual value is at the time that you're selling it. So you are changing your financial status. Let's continue to listen.
Some people have the opinion that they were getting these homes free. So as a result of these group not paying, the measure that we are going to put in place to ensure that all monies are collected is to not have them owe us as government, but owe the financial institution.
But who told these people that they're getting the houses free? I thought these people, I have friends who live in the housing, low-income housing, and they know that they have to pay. They were instructed that they have to pay on a monthly basis. So who told them that they're getting the houses for free? Because I don't understand. There is no free. There is no free. Somebody have to pay for it. Taxpayers have to pay for it. I don't understand this part. So I probably need further clarification.
Government is moving away its responsibility of taking care of the needs of its people and passing it on to a financial institution whose sole purpose is to make profit. This is not a responsibility or the objective of a government. We should come up with more creative ways to allow these low-income earners to make payments for the homes. It was designed for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I really, really, really don't quite understand, right? I mean, I'm taking this thing from my perspective. From my perspective on everything that I know about equity and value, right? I'm telling you guys, if you get a house that you have to pay $250 or $300 EC or even $400 EC a month for, and you have $100,000 in equity, you are transforming your economical status. And in the space of 5 to 10 years, you may have as much as $500,000 to $600,000 in the bank because your house is now value for that. To me, I cannot think of any other better way to change your economical standing right now. I cannot think of any other better way. I wish I could get 5 of those houses right now, to tell you the truth.
Some argument states that it's too good for them. I've listened carefully to the new chairman of the Housing Authority, and I'm baffled by some of the statements because it clearly reflects that they are not aware of the living conditions of some people in this country. So they have an opportunity to own and pay in an affordable manner until they can own these homes. But we have transferred the responsibility of government to a financial institution.
Listen, guys, I believe that the minister is misrepresenting the facts and giving false information to the general public as it relates to equity and home ownership. Simply put, if any one of you guys, no matter what political party you represent, if you get approved for any one of these houses, that is a blessing. Take it. Go to the bank, get your loan. go to the bank, get that loan. That's one of the best thing that could ever happen to change your financial status. Thank me later. Take that approval letter, go to the bank, your credit union, wherever, get that mortgage, own that property. Don't listen to that, whatever else the distraction might be. Because that's what it is. Essentially, it's distraction. I want some other people to chime in on this, guys, because there might be people who understand this far better and could explain it far better than I just did in terms of equity and home ownership. So please, comment at the bottom. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Right along live.